everyone, how are you today? And I'm outside today. I want to do a live video, but there is no internet here, so I decided to record a video instead. So it's quite cold outside. It's March 22nd and it's almost 9 degrees. And I wanted to come on to the live today to talk about spirituality. My hair is all over the place. So the number one thing that I want to share today is what is spirituality? What does it mean to be spiritual? Because there is a lot of, you can say, misconceptions going around, and there are a lot of misunderstandings going around, and there's a lot of outward culture that goes on, especially on social media, because people want to, or people need to show that they are spiritual. They need to do a lot of things that are quite outward in nature, and there is a lot less talk about the inward nature of spirituality. So first of all, what is spirituality? Spirituality comes from spirit. So what is spirit? Spirit is not alcohol. This is not about alcohol. So this spirit is the energy which is present in every single atom, every single molecule, every single quantum particle. So as you know that inside atom there are subatomic particles, electron, protons and neutrons, and then there are quantum particles which are even smaller than the subatomic particles. So this spirit exists everywhere. It is in every single atom, in every single subatomic particle, every single quantum particle. Basically the whole existence is made up of spirit, which is nothing but light. So if you take light, it is traveling at the speed of light, right? If you slow down that light, you get a denser version of light, which is matter, right? So as you know, the equation from Einstein, which is E is equal to mc square, which means that matter is energy and energy is matter times the speed of light squared. That formula essentially tells us, and the understanding of spirituality tells us, that everything around us, me, you, this bird, this grass, these metals, everything around us, these trees, clouds, so everything around us is condensed light. How? So this light, which is traveling at the speed of light, is being slowed down, or it decided to slow down for a number of reasons. As you know that it is intelligent, it is sentient, it can think basically. So this light, when decides to slow down and condense into small particles which are vibrating at a certain frequency, and these small particles, which are also called as quantum particles, and they decide to combine together in a certain pattern, certain fashion. And then when that happens, they come together and make a particle which is slightly larger than that, slightly larger than them, which is the subatomic particle. Let's say it's an electron or a proton or a neutron. And then when those subatomic particles, they come together in a particular fashion, we have a molecule, we have an atom, sorry. So as you know, the hydrogen atom contains one proton, one electron. So when those combine together, they are influenced by certain forces. They form the hydrogen atom, right? If you keep on adding more subatomic particles to that same atom, you get helium, right? And when you add one more electron, you get lithium. So it's hydrogen, helium, and then lithium. So like that, we have the whole periodic table, and basically every single element is just formed by addition of those electrons, neutrons and protons, right? But at the basis of everything, at the basis of the quantum level, everything is that same energy, that same light. So basically everything is made up of the same thing, which is light. So all that light is condensed and slowed down, and it is arranged in a certain pattern to form everything around us. Now, why am I talking about periodic table? Why am I talking about these gases, hydrogen, helium, lithium? Why am I doing that when I'm talking about spirituality? Well, that same matter, that same light that condensed and is a part of everything around us is the spirit. That is the spirit. Okay, so everything around us inside us is made up of condensation of that spirit. Spirituality is when you wake up to this giant existence, when you wake up from just being confined in these five senses and this experience of being a human being and having a very, very narrow spectrum of senses. Basically, even if you take one sense, that is seeing, we are only able to see a small fraction of the visible light, whereas there is this whole range of wavelengths that light exists in, and we cannot even begin to perceive that, right? So our experience as a human being is very, very limited, and our mind gets caught up in that. Our mind, when we don't take time to connect with ourselves, when we don't take any time to connect with the spirit, to feel the spirit, to work with this spirit, then we have this very, very narrow experience of life, which is very, very limited and which limits our life basically also. So spirituality is nothing but just waking up to this whole other experience that is out there or inside us, right? You don't need to go anywhere to experience this. And spirituality is when we wake up to this experience of something larger than ourselves, and we also get to know that this something that is larger than ourselves is also within us. So what we see on social media and what we see everywhere else is slightly different. Mostly, I'm not saying that everybody is like that, but mostly what we see is that spirituality is being marketed as products, saging, you see like people just saging their houses and saying that I'm spiritual, and they're not doing anything on the inside. I'm not saying that if you sage your house that is bad, no, but just doing the things that are outward, like buying crystals and saging the house, or wearing crystals, or doing tarot, or going to tarot readers, and not doing anything inside, not meditating, not journaling, not being self-aware, not working on your shadows. Now, working on your shadows means working on everything that is uncomfortable for you. Every feeling that is uncomfortable is a teacher for you to heal something. So if you're not working on that, and not working with anything except things that are on the outside. So we are always conditioned from our birth to always work on the outside first. When you were a child, you were told, get good grades, do this, make this drawing. And if even I remember in the drawing class, like I was very good at drawing from the start, but I remember that in drawing class also, like all the kids are supposed to channel their creativity, but if somebody didn't draw nicely, the teacher would come and scold that child, right? So instead of appreciating the fact that they are expressing their creativity, they would scold the child, right? So that's very common, and that's how we are trained to just keep on working on the outside, get good grades, get a job, and earn this much money, have this car, have this type of a house, wear these types of clothes. So there's a bird. So we are always taught to like get all these things on the outside and just create this world around us that is visibly good, but we are empty on the inside, right? Even after I've had clients who have everything that anybody could ever wish for. They have a nice house, they have a good husband, they have kids, they have money, but they come to me and they say that, I have everything, but I'm not happy, and I feel empty inside, and I don't know why that is. And I always ask them, like, do you take time to sit down with yourself at any time during the day or even during the week, once a week? And they say no, never. They never did that. So again, where was I? I was talking about building this whole world around yourself outside, but doing nothing on the inside. So spirituality is waking up to that, waking up to something that is inside you, and also knowing that whatever is inside is also outside of you. So waking up to the fact that you have to build everything inside out, not outside in. So if you want, let's say, a fulfilling career, you can have all sorts of careers, but is it fulfilling? You can have more money, but is that fulfilling for you right now? Right? So what can you do to make that fulfilling? That exploration, just like science is also exploration. You go out and explore. You don't have an agenda, but these days you do have an agenda, right? People say that you want to fund this study only because you want to earn money from it, whatever the product is. But essentially it used to be that the science used to be about exploration, and so is spirituality. So by being spiritual, you want to explore yourself. You want to explore what all you can have in this world, and what all experiences you can have, how you can improve your life, how you can improve how life feels to you. Now, improving your life doesn't mean that you improving your standard of living. Of course, that is one part, but even without improving your standard of living, you can still improve things inside about how you feel about life, and then everything on the outside, that is your standard of living, changes by itself. Things will show up to you by themselves. Ideas will come to you. That is only if you are taking time to connect with yourself. That is spirituality. So when I was talking about saging and buying crystals and all that is not bad. It's good. But all that is only effective, and all that is only good to do when you're also doing the work on the inside. If you're not doing anything on the inside and only buying crystals in a hope that they will heal you, then that's not going to happen. Only when you sit down with the crystals, meditate with the crystals, only when you're journaling, when you have certain intentions, when you are meditating, that's when the crystals are actually going to help you, right? That's how everything else you do in life is going to help you, right? So if, let's say, you're going to a job, forget about crystals. You got a job that is very good looking and nice paying, but you go there and you're not happy. So if you never ask yourself that what can you do to either make this job feel good and happy and fulfilling, or maybe find something else that feels good, happy and fulfilling. So if you never ask yourself that, then of course nothing is going to change on the outside. And some of you must be asking, who doesn't ask that? You always ask, how can I make this better? But no, there are people I see in my daily life who never ever ask that question. They just keep on doing what they are doing. They just keep on living how they are living. There is no self-awareness, no nothing. So I see a lot of people lying, and see a lot of people avoiding growth, avoiding change. So all of these things, they just add up, and they should be actually catalysts to your growth, but they don't end up being so because you didn't pay attention, right? So number one thing is to be conscious. Being conscious means being self-aware, and that is where the spirituality starts. And everything you do in life, every single thing you do in life is spiritual. Even the so-called bad things that you do, let's say that you had a habit of shoplifting, let's say somebody has a habit of shoplifting, even that is spiritual. You will say, how? Well, that is your shadow. You are aware of it. You know that you shoplift and you know that it's not good, right? But are you thinking of improving this behavior of yours? Or are you just giving in to that temporary feeling of satisfaction or whatever? So I had to delete some files from my storage to continue recording. So I'll just finish quickly this question by saying that spirituality is looking inwards, and then the outward changes itself, and spirituality is working with the spirit and changing your life, whatever you want to achieve in life, getting that. And even if you don't get that, the whole journey from point A to point B, that is what's important. So spirituality and in life in general, it's all about the journey that you take. Okay, so the second question was spirituality versus religion. Now, this is a very controversial topic, of course, because of the word religion. Whoa. But it is the most simple understanding. This is one of the most simple things to understand. So, religions are based upon certain rules, like certain rules that you have to follow, certain people, certain gods that you have to pray to, certain rules and regulations that you agree to live upon is a religion. Now, a religion could be anything. They could be rules that you made up. They could be rules that somebody else told you, or they could be rules that have been given in a particular scripture or something like that. So that is religion, and people do find their life to be spiritual and improving their life with religion. That is also good. But the thing is that in today's world, the religious structure and everything is so much influenced by a few people who have their own agendas, right? So like all the rules, so-called rules that people had to follow, they are being corrupted, and all the philosophies and the teachings, especially the teachings have been corrupted. So that is the thing. So if you really want to follow a religion, nothing bad in it, go follow a religion if you really want that. And spirituality is different from religion in the sense that you can follow anything. You can follow your own rules. you can follow a particular religion. People who are spiritual can be religious also, in the sense that they can be following a particular religion also. But like, if you don't have an open mind in general, if you again fall into those narrow experience of being a human being and just abiding by, I will only follow these rules, if anything else happens outside of this rule, I will shun it, I will cancel it, all of that again takes you away from being spiritual. So being spiritual is all about being open-minded, exploration, basically exploration of yourself, exploration of the world around you. And if you are moving away from that in any way, if you are confining yourself to a small box, then that is a problem, right? So it's totally your choice, whatever you want to follow, and make your own path. Go do that. And it's even okay to be an atheist. If you are an atheist, you don't believe in any God, but you believe in yourself, and that is equally good. Nothing is better than the other. Every path basically leads to the same single thing, that is, if you want to call it God, then that is God. If you want to call it the spirit, then that is spirit. And no matter what path you choose, all paths lead to the same destination, and it's not even about the destination. A lot of wind in this direction, so I'll just move here. So it's not even about the destination, it's about the journey, it's about the whole journey that you take to reach there. Here's the sun. So I'll just go back to my house now, and I'll close this here, and I'll see you next time with the next topic. And I really encourage you to reply to my stories. Give me suggestions of topics that you want to hear about, things that you want to know about, your questions that you want to be cleared, and I will make videos and posts about that. I am here to help you. So why are you not taking advantage of me? So I am asking you to help me know how I can help you better. And I will end it here right now. The wind is too cold. Bye.